In today's morning rounds, a first-of-its-kind surgical procedure that could delay menopause by up to 20 years. Doctors at Profam in Birmingham, England, have performed it on 10 British women ranging in age from 22 to 36. In the surgery, a portion of a patient's ovaries are removed. The tissue is then cryogenically frozen. When the woman gets closer to the age of menopause, doctors thaw and replant the tissue. That restores the patient's younger natural hormones. CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus joins us from Los Angeles. Good morning, Dr. Agus.
Good morning, Jerika.
So I don't know if I personally would want to delay this because from what I understand, it's not fun. But there are some real medical benefits in delaying this. Can you explain those?
Yeah, it's really, a remarkable discussion. 100 years ago, the average life expectancy was in the 50s. So now, really, women are living with 4 or 5 decades of having menopause. And so menopause, osteoporosis, increased heart disease, obviously hot flashes, potentially memory problems and others, you can delay that with this procedure. And so this is certainly new, this is experimental, but I think it brings out an important discussion that we should be having.
David, it also seems like there's a reason that nature has menopause at a certain age. So what are the drawbacks here?
You're right. I mean, the problem is we just don't know. I mean, this is an experiment that we're not going to know the answer to for several decades. So menopause is part of us, right? Both in men and women, hormones go down in women much more abruptly in the late 40s and 50s. And so for all we know, it could change cancer risk. It could change cognitive function later as you get older. We just don't know the answer. And so my hope is they're going to follow the people who go through this and learn from it. We've been doing this in the cancer space for decades. Women who are about to undergo chemotherapy that can bring on menopause at a very young age, we've been able to store pieces of their ovary and then reimplant it, and many of them have been able to go on and have children. This is very different, though. These are women who don't have any other medical issues to delay menopause.
So, David, who should consider having this surgery?
Well, obviously not you and I, Anthony.
That rules us out, huh?
I spoke yesterday with someone at the clinic, and what they told me was that the majority of women, of the 10 women who've done it, their mothers had gone through significant side effects when going through menopause. And so there's no answer who should have this. I mean, presumably some woman says, listen, nature says my hormones go down, I will do that. Or I want to take a pill a day that actually replace hormones. But here's a biologic way to potentially keep menopause delayed. This tissue turns active again as soon as you put it in. Yeah. And they put it in the armpit because there's blood supply there. And the power is, if you don't like what's happening, they could potentially take it back out.
Wow.
Wow. This is fascinating. Dr. David Agus, thanks so much for being with us this morning, David.